All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Morning, Rob. Still getting set up here a little bit. Market's pretty much open. And what do we got here? I think we're loosely green, if I'm not mistaken. Here we go, about 1% or so. Top of the morning to you, Justin. Man, there's so much bearishness out there. It's insane. I just don't understand it. Like, I get it, but I don't. Stocks are up 5% today. Nothing but bad news. The market is green. Welcome to the stock market. Welcome to the stock market. Counter to news is usually a good thing. Believe it or not. This is why news doesn't matter. This is a prime example of why news doesn't matter. Even if this thing, let's say this thing gets up here to 9K and then just dumps. This is still like a stupid rally in the stock market. But I don't know. It's gonna be I still don't see. I mean, this is it's not quite V-shaped, but it's still pretty steady. Which is a little nuts, but it is what it is. You got Amazon. I mean, my whole thing's green over here right now. Amazon's just screaming right now. Look at this. Look at this run from the bottom. Oh my goodness. 43%. It's not a bear market bounce. I guess it's possible Amazon could run by itself, but it doesn't really seem a dead elephant bounce. I think cats bounce more than elephants, Rob. I think there was this. It's science, Rob. Okay, dead cats bounce the best. It's just science. Someone sent me something from some analysis, and he was looking at all kinds of indicators and stuff, and just sees bearishness abounds. I see that from a bunch of different guys, and I'm like. And he said, so far, so good. I'm like, what's so far, so good? Where'd you get short that it's so good? I don't understand what that means, so far, so good in a short position. Where's so far, so good in your short? I don't get it. These guys just make stuff up. Tesla finally down. Finally with oh, it's not down. Oh, yes, it is down. I was looking at the NQ. Down 1.9% today. Yesterday was a nice little, not quite an inside, not quite an outside day, but decent little day. Square seems to be our worst performer today. For whatever reason. Payment processor. PayPal. Positive today. Okay. AMD. Okta. Yeah, that Soxel 5.5% today, doing pretty good. That is not Soxel. That's Roku. Oddly enough, Roku back to the 50 or 200-day. Looks like the 50-day broke to the upside on good volume. That's a healthy sign. Here's one of those lower, smaller flags. We had one of these still in Carnival Cruise. Carnival Cruise double bottomed. Royal Caribbean, United Airlines. These are all ones that are still down here. It could be, Rob. I mean, it could be. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming these guys are okay or good. I don't. It's so yeah. Sometimes you miss a move. I mean, I've missed moves before. I mean, the crypto market moved overnight. I missed that. Why you? What? So Julius, third time's the charm is. It's not really revenge trading what you're doing, but it's gambling. You're just trying to win. You're just trying to feel right. I mean, it may work out. I'm not saying it won't work out, but Tesla's kind of in a. It's not in a bad spot actually, but is that Tesla? That's not Tesla. That's Tesla. There we go. I mean, it could have a pullback or something, but it's not in a bad spot either. You still have plenty of room to go from 700 up to 900, 950. So I mean, it could meander up here for a while, but you could make a little bit of money. But what are you really gonna make? And is it worth the effort? You know. Anyway, if trading is not a money making endeavor, then continue trying to short bullish stocks. Go for it. If you just want to think you're right about something, go for it. But there's more better money to be had elsewhere. Shorting Tesla less is a gamble at these levels, risk to reward. That's probably an accurate statement, but is it still worth it? Like, if you're lucky on Tesla, if you're lucky, we come down and go underneath all of this new shares that were purchased and get down towards 590, which is, 17% is not a bad trade, but if this is indeed being accumulation, then they're likely going to support some positions. In which case, shorting doesn't have much room to go down. It's kind of like, think about you're just walking around your house. I think Tesla's like, okay, I laid this book on let's say the floor is winning in shorting, I think some shorting Tesla would be like, okay, I'm going to short this chair. Maybe something a little smaller than a chair. I don't know what is smaller than a chair in your house, but I'm going to short this chair. Oh, or maybe a trash can turned sideways. I'm going to short this trash can turned sideways. Boom. Yeah, I win. Okay. I'd rather short the bookcase, Rather short the bookcase. I'm not sure if Tesla's a bookcase. Because with shorting, you've got to take profits in, 90% of cases, 99% of cases. Julius, to take a couple inches, then go for it, buddy. I can do everything Roku does through my PlayStation. I guess many people don't have PlayStations. So many people don't have PlayStations. You can buy a Roku for like $40. PlayStations are $500. Most people don't have PlayStations. That is an accurate statement. As a gentleman that used to go into multiple people's homes and install equipment on their televisions, many more people have Rokus than PlayStations. Even back in the day when Roku wasn't that popular, still, many more people had Rokus than PlayStations. Not to mention there's Roku OS, which you can install natively on televisions. Roku has a streaming service. I'm not sure if PlayStation has like a gaming, software as a subscription type of a thing going on, but they got a subscription service thing for TV, kind of similar to Sling and your cable service. All right, Roku, Soxol just took a little bit on the chin. We'll see how it's going to do here. Uncharted and Journey are free. Yeah, I guess I don't keep up with the games. What, Rob? That's funny. Reverse split 200 to 1 still dropped 35%. That is awesome. Yeah. Just so we stay relevant, we're going to do a reverse split. Oh yeah, Netflix all-time highs. Yeah, it's been on a tear. We mentioned the other day that they were crossing a technical buy point actually, and they've gone on a nice little run here. A beautiful run, great volume. I mean, obviously they're picking up, streaming stocks, but market feels tailwinds could just be Fed based, or it could actually be them looking forward and seeing us being out of coronavirus. I just see too much pessimism out there for us to go tremendously lower. Not that many people are right. Not that many people are right. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying generally not that many people are right. Netflix is stupid? What do you mean stupid? Stupid like I use the word stupid in terms of just going higher in a ridiculous fashion? Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, all these good, big caps. Soxel doing great today. Mentioned Soxel down here. I think this is still a pretty good deal where it's at. It's still not too bad. You got large percentages to highs. This is obviously a longer term trade. This isn't something that you're going to get rich on right now, but you still got 164% to highs. We did that. Maybe we talked about the TQQQs when we were lower. It's still a good percent to highs right now, but it's not as good as 164%. You're still looking 80% at the tippy top. But remember, we were down here, even after the pop-up, we're like, it's still 150, 160% to the highs. That's where we are in Soxel right now. Soxel's still depressed. In time, it will get back up there. Can't say sooner or later, but hard to say whether it's sooner rather than later. But just being an ETF from a major portion of the market. Now, if you look at, we talked about oil. Last time I saw oil yesterday was ridiculously inexpensive. It was back to 20 today. Yeah, still at 20. Crude. Nasdaq's only down 6% year to date. Oh, okay. Interesting. Crude looks like the bottom's going to fall out. I mean, that dump from 20 to 30 was huge, but we're right back at lows. This thing looks like it's just going to, that bottom's going to fall out. I don't know. It's that move from 20 to 30 on a 3 times oil ETF. Have you ever figured out a good 3 times oil ETF? I'm not sure if we did, to be honest with you. I mean, what does $10 crude even do? That seems ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I need a tissue. Hold on a minute. Oh, come on. I didn't make the basket with my tissue, but it made it between the bookcase and the basket, which is like a 2-inch square, 1-inch square. Come on. That's messed up. Better than EXIV? Shut up, Rob. Shut up, Rob. Shut up, Rob. Okay, I'm done. Check out your fro. Julius has a fro. Shipping tankers have been running high because they run out of storage for the oil. Oh, man. See, there's always little intricacies to the market like that I just don't. Yeah, I didn't. That's interesting. Yeah, let's take a look at it. That's a good one. Yeah, what do they do with all that crude? Well, it hasn't done anything lately. I mean, it's pretty volatile, lots of volume down here, but I'm not sure if it's going to lead into anything. Yeah. Looks like some chop. Okay, 3 times USOU. 3 times inverse crude ETN, DWTI. There we go. WTIU. UWTI. That sounds familiar. I may have actually traded that before. Apparently I'm wrong. And if that's now defunct too. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so WTIU. Guys are just making shit up as they go along. I mean, I don't know, Rob. Commodities are weird. Just the fact that it's down here doesn't speak volumes to anything good. It just looks like lower prices, but from an investing perspective, yeah, I've got no idea where that guy could go. Who's this douchebag and how's he getting on screens and stuff? That's not a good sign, though. I thought they were kissing and making up, Rob. Visa? Let's take a look at Visa. You're break even right now? Oh, what would you break down from that little flag thing there? I have some trend lines drawn, it looks like. I don't know, that's an interesting one, Justin. I guess if you're nervous about it, I mean, I guess you could, if you're break even and you're getting nervous, it's sitting right at the trend line. Give it a little bit of wiggle room. Maybe give it, maybe give it like two and change to two and change percent to about the 160 maybe. Hey, good morning, Anil. See, we haven't seen anything start to break down again other than oil, which by itself should be a hampering to the stock market rally, to be honest with you. Oil down at 20. I don't think it has that good of a connotation generally. So that should be a headwind. It doesn't appear to be on the indexes, but that should be a headwind for us, oil, because we are a larger producer of oil now. So U.S. banks. Let's look at U.S. banks. Goldman Sachs, which is trying to become a bank. They actually are opening an actual bank, which is weird. J.P. Morgan. Yeah, not looking so hot. Yeah, see, this looks like kind of a normal bearish channel versus where you've got the markets, which are, exaggeratedly up. It looks like we should be down here and primed for a fall, but we're not. We're up here in the indexes. This looks a little more like more bearish sentiment. Look at the volume stepping in here on JP Morgan as well on earnings day. No, I did not, Rob. What you got? Was it in stocks or where was it? Would you take on LeBron? This thing? Is there another article? Just one article. Yeah, see, it's hard to get involved in that MJ sector with, and the charts are showing this. This is why the charts, in my opinion, the charts lead you to news. The news doesn't lead you to charts. Yeah, we've been out of oil for a while. Yeah, these banks do not look good. They don't look very good at all. And when you think about the interest rate environment, that makes sense. Banks pretty much make money on loans. Or whatever these things are now. They're not really banks, but Boeing also going down again. Yeah, okay, let's go to our TradingView Corona watch list here. Let's see what we got. Mostly green. We got Soxol down here, green. Boeing, lower. So Boeing hasn't had that extension up that some have had. And I also think that goes for Royal Caribbean and all these other ones too. All the airlines. Delta looking much more depressed than United for whatever reason. That's looking like the bottom could fall out easily. Yeah, I think it is, Rob. Yeah, the Budweiser got bought by some Belgian company, and like I don't know, 70% of the liquor in the world is produced by 3 companies now, and they own all the brands. So yeah, Delta doesn't look too good. I may sell my CCL call if all these ones are. They don't look super hot. Planet Fitness. Play is not the worst of the bunch. We're still well off the lows, but it's not looking good here the past couple of days. I don't doubt it. Yeah, I don't doubt it. There's a lot of CBD stuff around that is trying to make its way into market. Trying to find a niche and something that holds and works. So, yeah, I don't doubt it. Wind not in a horrible spot. Still pretty high, though. Maybe if it comes back and forms another low, higher low, that could be an interesting entry. Royal Caribbean. Where's Carnival? Apparently they don't have Carnival on here. Well, I think a lot of that was Amazon 2 days ago. Yeah, so there's Carnival Cruises. Little tiny bull flag, volume declining. See, this is looking more bullish than most. I'm not sure about bullish, but I'm just saying compared to some other ones. Like Royal Caribbean still has really elevated volumes. CCL, pretty tiny here the past couple of days. I'm not sure why they would be any different. That seems to be strange. Yeah, pay's not horrible. Looks like it's stopping in trend with the prior trend. Yeah, they were pretty extended. They had a couple really good days there. Amazon's still doing good new highs. Probably one of the, I don't want to say safer bets in the market, but with this kind of accumulation right there, that is not super often seen. What if we can look for other prior big accumulation, something like this? That's some really good accumulation that just kind of chops its way higher, pull back buy, chops, pull back buy, chops, and it just keeps chopping its way up. Here's another gap and go with a flag buy point and then kind of off to the races there. So maybe Amazon will pause this for at some point, but hard to say right now. That one didn't work out so hot, but that didn't go into all-time highs either. Yeah, so Boeing's still struggling down here. I'm kind of surprised it's down here at in the 140s. I have a hard time believing that Boeing, as quote unquote good as they are at a lot of stuff, is really struggling. And the Wall Street doesn't see a lot of value in them. I guess just too many headwinds. 737 MAX, coronavirus production cuts. They're like switching business models back to defense, which is maybe they're seeing is less profitable or something. Laying off a bunch of workers, not good signs. And the market shows it. Now that one was too short to my trash can. A guy who bought 5,000 Tesla 36 and sold at 838. Nice. 36 is like 2012 money right there. Space is tourism, Rob. That's just strictly space tourism. So they're not doing government stuff. They just want to sell tickets to the stratosphere. Yeah, maybe, Julius. That's only a 3x, but actually, from 36, that would be another 10x. Read the news? Me? I don't read the news. Oh, they do earn a government contract for what? Satellite launches? I don't think they did satellite launches. I don't think he did satellite launches. Okay. From my understanding, they were just working on space tourism. I definitely can be. Looks like I am mistaken because they're launching satellites. Roku leading the day today. Get that government money. Wow, Roku's been on a tear. This is a nice little cup right here. And then a gap up. That's actually not bad. It's kind of extended to get involved here, but not too bad overall. Nvidia right towards all-time highs. Look at that. Back significantly. That's impressive. That's pretty impressive. AMD also right back at it. I'm not sure why the Soxel isn't running back. That's interesting. Maybe those are the only two semiconductors worth a damn right now. Well, I bought an NVIDIA graphics card. Well, my computer died, so I just decided to. I guess I did upgrade. Yeah, I guess I did upgrade a little bit. But anytime you're buying new equipment, you're upgrading. Sorry. CCOM or CCO? Clear Channel Communications. Oh, Qualcomm? Yeah, it's QCOM. It's not in a bad spot. I am not sure what's so bad about the Soxel. Maybe all these 3 times ETFs have just... I don't know what it is, but they're not freaking behaving right. And maybe it's just a way to screw us little guys that buy ETFs. But you got to argue institutions are probably in these as well. So I don't know. Maybe... I don't know. It's still up, but I just kind of wish it was up more. when you have all these leaders from the Soxhole up towards highs. We're not even close to highs. Again, another imbalance in the market. I'm not sure how to analyze that, to be honest with you. Make a phone call to the Soxhole people and ask them what's going on. I don't know. Dude, yeah, INSG. Yeah, it has been in beast mode. 10% on top of what it was up. Yeah, look at that fucking thing. Holy crap. What do these guys do again? I don't even remember what they do. But look at the accumulation on this. That is not where I clicked my mouse. Look at the accumulation. This is insane. Yeah, I forgot about this, but I looked at it the other day. Oh, the 5G stuff? Oh, yeah. I looked at this the other day, and someone... Oh, in the Slack chat room, they said someone made like 200,000 on something called Inseego. I'm like, wait a minute, isn't that INSG? And I look at the chart, and it was like 2 days ago, so it was up here towards 12. Now we're at 13. I'm like, damn. Yeah, so I guess just missed the boat on this one. It's hard to get in at a running start like right here. It's hard to buy there and then get that, but I guess you buy at the high. Sometimes these things just extend and go, and there's nothing you can do from a technical perspective. It just runs. Maybe Julius. I know, yeah, I know he did. It was good looking, and it started doing it. It played with us pretty hard. In all honesty, so when they play with me like that, I only gave it 1 or 2 chances, and then I just ignore it, and I got wiped out of it, and then it just goes and dies and goes, and ugh. You know, I don't know if you can know a lot about a company like this, like most average businesses. I don't know how much you can know to actually have faith that a company swinging, from 5 to 6, which is, keep in mind, 20%, which is pretty big, down to 4.5, then back up to 9. Like a Tesla, I could have some faith in holding through a move like that, but I don't know that much about INSG. I don't know that much. There's too many companies to know too much about, and it sucks to think you missed on something, but it is what it is. Wait for the next base. If they like it this much, they're not done buying it. I'll just put it that way. You just wait for the next base, and that's all you can do. Restoration Hardware. Talked about this one. Very high quality retailer potentially coming back at some point, but maybe a little pullback here. NASDAQ 0.37, so we're still just holding tightly up here. Still nothing wrong with the markets. I think our distribution day count is still 1, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go check. All right. Let's switch to standing mode. Due to work from home needs? Oh, they're doing cellular work from home stuff? Really? That actually would make a lot of sense. I actually looked into getting a 5G home hotspot. I actually looked into that, but it's not really available in my area yet. Cause dude, I pay like $100 a month for my internet. I think it's like $110 after taxes and stuff. If I could get a hotspot for $50, and 5G is supposed to have some crazy upload and download, why wouldn't I just be wireless and just cut cable, period? You kind of have to have good internet, but I didn't think it was there yet. But yeah, those mobile hotspots. Look at like Verizon 5G coverage. I know they're going to say it covers everywhere, but I don't think it does. This is just for me. Holy crap. Ultra wideband near these city landmarks. Oh yeah, see, it's only right here right now. Yeah, I'm not. This is downtown. Well, obviously it says downtown Phoenix. This is such a rudimentary map. Who the hell even drew this? Why did Verizon spend money on people to do this? And apparently we have a massive canal. That's actually I think that's the Salt River, but ASU's down there. So I'm like up here. I'm like way up there. So yeah, 5G not quite in my neighborhood yet. I guess they're just expanding out from Tempe and downtown. But the speeds are nuts. Phoenix is great, Julius. It really is. It gets hot in the summertime, but that's about 4 months out of the year. Everyone has crappy weather, hot or cold, for 4 months. Yeah, so I mean, if you look at the upload and download speeds, I'm not sure if I could put, like all these streaming devices on it, but if I could, then I'm cutting my Cox cable and I'm switching to Verizon for frickin' $50 a month. Because it's $50 a month for probably better internet than what I have at my house, which I got a good internet pipe. It's 330. So anyway, but yeah, if those are the guys that do that, I mean, relate to this party. Don't get it twisted. This thing's already up a crap ton. T-Mobile and Sprint doesn't look like Verizon uses them. Mobile broadband and home broadband solutions. So what you need to, I have been a Meteor Crater, Julius. I actually have. Only one time though. It's kind of a drive. It's about a good 2.5 hour drive, maybe 3. It's been like 15 years since I've been there. It's pretty dope though. It's pretty cool. Oh, I saw. There's a cool joke about Meteor Crater. Is a fun. Is like the funniest thing that I it's like one of the funniest things I read in a while. See if I can So there's a visitor center, which is really nice. It's a really nice visitor center. And some dude posted an aerial photo. Where's the aerial photo? They've always got an aerial photo. Anyway, some guy posted, just because this is where the visitor center is, he goes, wow, look at how close that meteor hit to that visitor center. I thought that was awesome. That's great. Yeah, so who makes those 5G hotspots? $824? What? Hawaii? Probably. Yeah, right? Inseego. Bam. Right there. Holy crap. So they do make one. M1000. Is that gig up, gig down? Yeah, how much was this fucking thing? $650? Good God. It only ships in a month. I don't know. Maybe it's just supply because of coronavirus. Everything's taking longer to ship. What's the speeds, though? They don't tell you the speeds. They say ultra fast and low latency. I like the low latency. I think that's amazing. .5G home Wi-Fi. Yeah, Starlink, right? Exactly. How fast is a 5G hotspot? 15 Wi-Fi devices to the 5G MiFi M1000. Speeds at Cat 20. I don't know what that terminology means. Cat 20 up to 2 gig? What? Holy crap. Well, early on, Julius, is not going to be very much if it costs $600 for a damn hotspot. But when you think about it, it would take me, what, 12 months to recoup my investment if I went from $100 home internet to $50 home internet? And not the end of the world. Qualcomm's new 2 gigabit modem is an important step. Qualcomm Snapdragon Cat 20. So this is the MiFi M1000. I believe that is that's the Inseego one, right? So it's up to Cat 20. Oh, that's 4G at Cat 20. Well, it's just going to be sitting in your house. It's not going to be like attached to your roof with a thing that says 5G spot on it. Oh, there you go. You get 50 gigabit. Oh, you cell towers. Oh, that's right. I don't know about that. Burning 5G cell towers. Huh. Yeah, it's not a real risk, Julius. Just something else for people to bitch about. They don't know what they're talking about. I actually had a conversation with a guy. He wasn't a doctor or anything, or even a researcher or anything. Like just a guy, but he's like, yeah, they've done so much research on that. He's like, you wouldn't be allowed to have a phone to your head if it caused any kind of damage, like what they say it's that the radio frequencies do. But then I have another friend who he built a new addition to his house, and that's how I met the guy. I ended up wiring his house for him. And he put a sub panel. He had to put a sub panel right next to his head in his office, and he had them do like Faraday cage the shit out of it to stop all the EMI from hitting him. So here's what it is. But yeah, so it looks like 5G Inseego, pretty crazy stuff there. And obviously it's gone gangbusters. It's gone a little bit bonkers. Up here at 13. That's crazy. What's hands-free, Julius? What do you mean? What do you mean use hands-free? Like your cell phone? I use whatever the hell I want to use. To be honest with you. I hate Bluetooth, by the way. Bluetooth is the devil's technology. And whoever the fuck made Bluetooth 20 years ago is probably a smart guy. But everyone after then who didn't improve it should be shot. Because my opinion is Bluetooth is hot garbage. That's from using it 20 years ago. I haven't used it that much lately. My wife uses it on her phone for audio and stuff. But Bluetooth is just shit, dude. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. I will not use that. I will not use a hands-free device as Bluetooth. Back in the early days, like I said, about 20 years ago, I had a cell phone, maybe like 17 years ago. I had a cell phone and I had one of those Bluetooth headsets. And it was just a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare. And I'm like, this sucks. So I threw it away, smashed it with a hammer, and never touched Bluetooth again. And every time I ask someone about it, I'm like, oh, is it any better? They're like, yeah, kinda. I'm like, then why are you using it? Just quit being a lazy bastard and put your phone to your head. You're not that cool. No one's that cool. Even the coolest person isn't as cool enough to look cool wearing a Bluetooth headset. RNG getting back towards highs. Probably another play on home internet or something. Ring Central. You make me look at LK today, Rob? It's probably because they're closed. I don't think they've ever reopened. Have they? I don't know. 4-6. No, they're never reopening. How's that bounce going? I'm still holding on to that knife. I'm squeezing really hard. ZTO. Look at this. Highs. Roku. Not at highs, but looks like it wants to get there. ZTO. Highs. Ring Central. Highs. Nvidia. Basically highs. JD.com. Chinese stock. Highs. Not weekly highs, but highs. Match.com bouncing back really nicely here. Big double bottom base. Netflix highs. I mean, what else do I got to say here? Okta highs. Yes, it's a bear market bounce with tons of stocks at all-time highs. Amazon, all-time highs. I did, Rob. Yes, I did get my money. Mongo, LVGO, back to highs for the year at least. Actually, this one has done pretty good. Remember we mentioned it breaking out here the other day. It's extended up further. Yeah, I was relieved, Rob. I got to be honest with you. I didn't want to lose that money. Not like that. Not like that. Yeah, probably. I didn't have a massive position in it, but it was a half position for me, which is something I don't just want to lose. Like the reason that we talk about doing half positions is so if you have a 5% loss, it turns into a 2.5% loss. I didn't want a 100% loss. Yeah, not like that, exactly. Well, we have risk rewards, but I'm used to it with options because I do understand with. See, I still have some MJ options from back in 2018 that are going to expire worthless at the end of 2020, in the beginning of 2021. I didn't think so. I did lose too much money with this trade too. So we were up here in the MJ options. Remember we had our beautiful uptrend and MJ was taking over the world and we were coming back down, and then I'm like, okay. We're going to get, I got some 45 and 50 calls. I bought actually some up here in this base, and then I bought a little bit more down lower here. And then, I was not expecting it to be at 11. So that, I'm going to lose all that money. That was a good chunk of change too, but I made gains since then, so it's not destroyed my account. But yes, was I prepared to use it? Yes. That's probably as much money as I would have lost with the EXIV thinking about it right now. I probably had about the same position size. But yeah, just overnight to lose that money, not very good. But losing it over the course of feeling like an idiot for about a year and a half now, sounds about right. But most of that money was gone within a good amount anyways. So I think about that, Rob, but honestly, it's worth like $100. So I go back and forth on whether I want to keep that $100 or not. Yeah, I kind of keep it there as a reminder not to do stupid stuff. Even if it bounces back, it's not getting close to 40 or 50. So, or 45. These are where my option call strike prices were up here. If it bounces back, it's going to get to 25. These will still be worthless. Two Canadian banks. Oh, you're thinking they're going to use the money? Look at Amazon. Brilliant. Canadian Bank. RM. Root Master Capital. I would not touch this with a 10-foot pole. I have a rougher analogy that probably isn't fit for public video consumption. I don't care about dividends personally. Anil, if you're going to go from 50 cents to 25 cents, what is it? If you're going to lose 50% of your capital, RY, okay. The same lesson applies. If you're going to lose 50% of your capital, dividends don't matter. Royal Bank of Canada. I don't like. Not a massive fan of that one either. Banks are in an interesting situation. Each sector is going to handle the coronavirus and all these other things differently, right? But banks are probably in one of the more worst positions. They're getting like triple whammied right now. They have first of all, the coronavirus is probably maybe actually increasing lending a little bit. I don't know. You have to look at the numbers on that. They're getting hit by very low interest rates or zero interest rates, which means they have a very hard time making money on purchasing bonds, which is a lot of what big banks have done. And oil prices being so low, banks lend money to oil companies that probably now can't repay those debts, or they're going to have to restructure debts. And so I don't know. I don't know about banks right now. All the bank charts look like hot garbage. I would personally, I'm not interested in a bank right now. I don't think it's a bullish bank environment personally. I'm not super up on bullish bank environments, except for like good economy, normal stuff, like that type of stuff. But I don't know if I want to take a risk on this down here. And the other one was CM. Yeah, very similar chart. I don't know about these institutions. I mean, look, in theory, the bottom's already been put in. These do look like some very high volume bottoming candles. So maybe if you find some bottoming action on these, maybe you can pick some up a little bit lower. See how it drops, because maybe it drops 10% and volume is manageable like we've been so far. This is manageable volume. This over here is not. But if you notice, there's no downward progress here. Very similar to the NASDAQ. There's no downward progress. So maybe we get down a little bit lower and you can try to pick some shares if you see some support. But I wouldn't buy it in this middle range here. But if it's something that you've really been looking into from a technical perspective and you know all the other stuff, I would, because it's already pulling back, maybe wait to see if it pulls back a little bit more. NVIDIA. Yeah, we looked at this a little bit ago, towards all-time highs. We saw Amazon break out from a similar pattern. So this is actually loosely within buy range right now with NVIDIA, to be honest with you. EDNT? That's got to be a micro guy. Yep, micro guy up a lot. Using it as a selling opportunity. If you're interested in these little guys, Rob, like I said, watch them for a while. Learn to trade them. So what happened is they bought all these shares in the overnight session, and now they're selling them. They sold them. Basically doubled their money overnight. And it's still up 100%. It closed yesterday at like 1.6, got up to basically opened at 5, which is insane. You need to know a little more about that company, that deal, before you start jumping in on something like that. Buddy, Okta, all-time highs. Look at that. Oh, yeah, where was our follow-through day? And now we're talking about breakouts. How are we falling back down again? Just curious. 4-2. There's our follow-through day right there, 4-2. Well, at least you know where you live, Rob. I got to give you credit for that, buddy. Wow, Roku almost 10% now. Roku going for it. They still like themselves some Roku. Man, it's yeah. Oh, these little patterns down here. These little patterns down there. So the only one still down there, from what it looks like, at least from market, any type of normal-ish market stock, the only ones down there are the travel stocks that are really hurt by the coronavirus. In time, they will come back. It's hard to say exactly when, obviously, but you got your airlines and your cruise lines, which are really, and probably your Marriotts too, your casinos, the very, very basically entertainment. Anything entertainment is being hit. Everything else is being bought back up. So they will find value in entertainment, and they will buy it back up eventually. Can't say when, but it's going to happen. Delta Airlines looking really not good. Look at the difference in Delta here and then UAL. Night and day. Look at that decent green volume right there. United Airlines. Delta is just all red. Much, much worse situation. I'm not sure if Delta has more debt or something. Look at the volume aggregation tool. Still a lot of selling, obviously, but your buyers are much tighter. And then Delta, look here. Flat on the buyers. Latest news from UK is that government won't return to normal way until a vaccine is available. That could be another shoe to drop. I'm not sure what that's going to do to overseas markets. That doesn't mean not full lockdown measure. That's a double negative. So that does mean full lockdown measure. Just get rid of the knots in that sentence. You're good to go. Really? Because U.S., they're talking about opening this bitch in May. They don't want to. So that. Yeah, it's interesting to see how different countries are redoing that. That won't be a full lockdown. There you go. I'm just making sure that I'm understanding correctly. Yeah, I don't mind social distancing rules, but I mean, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, we'll get back to normal. I mean, maybe that's why Amazon started rallying, because they're realizing maybe we are going to stay in for a longer period, and so Amazon's just going to get more and more market share. More and more. What's Walmart doing? Speaking of online retailers. Walmart, all-time highs too. Not as bullish as Amazon, but all-time highs. Soxo 4.5, not doing too bad here. Apple, not bad on Apple. Not bad on Apple. Buddy Tesla 726, chilling. Just chilling. Market's good here, guys. I mean, it looks solid. It really does. All these idiots calling for bears, I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. Maybe Rob's right. They're just mad they didn't get in. They're still shorting. Like I said, I could be wrong. Tomorrow this thing gaps down 10%. Who the hell knows? But all I know is everything I'm looking at has tons of green volume behind it. And I don't argue with charts. Pretty much learned that I don't argue with charts. That's kind of the one thing I don't do. So if someone says an argument, I try not to have an opinion. I look at the chart and I'm like, well, that's giving me my opinion. So whatever you think is garbage. Just price like Amazon. Come on, man. Wish I would have had some Amazon. Wish I would have had lots of things. I'm good though. I mean, I got my positions. I'm okay. I did take an additional position. I already forgot what it was though, and I took that CCL. I think that's what it was. So that's probably in the dumps a little bit right now, but I'm not too mad. I think how about a January call? I think my play for CCL was it to get up to 30 by January, and if the Royal Caribbean places, if they start redoing cruises, then I think we have a decent chance of making that happen. Maybe it was 20 or 25. It wasn't up here, though. It was like down here somewhere. All right, guys, I'm going to bail. I'm going to get out of here. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, right? Today's not Friday. Yeah, it's Thursday. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. Yeah, hopefully we don't turn tail and run, but so far so good on the markets. Yeah, so far so good. All right, guys, have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Peace.